What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Malachi Corliss channel. I'm here with Blake DeZoo, who is the Instagram page runner for DZ_offgrid. In this video, we are actually posting up here in Arizona. We took a trip out to go visit him and his wife. Blake has been working on making content for his channel. I told him he really should document his adventures out here in Arizona. Blake, what are you guys doing out here in Arizona?
We've been out here about 2 months. We're living in our Jeep Wrangler. We've just been exploring. We started in Michigan, done a big horseshoe shape, just seeing as much as we can.
So they've been out here. They've already amassed 1,700 subscribers on Instagram, and that number's climbing. They've gotten to run into cool people like Epic Family Road Trip. And what I had told Blake is we have a really good opportunity for him to make some better content. So in this video, it's just gonna be me talking to you and to him about how he can improve his content, make it a little bit better. Now, the big important thing, we'll be using DaVinci Resolve and CapCut. I'll go over those a little bit later, but this is all for free. So I'm showing him how to do this on a budget and how he can make top level YouTube videos and Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts that have text, have some cool effects, are interesting and engaging. So we'll go over that in this video. You ready, Blake?
Let's do this.
All right, let's jump into the video. So for this video, I'm actually going to be going through I'm really just recording this to show you guys some tips that I'm giving Blake about his YouTube channel, his Instagram Reels. These are general tips for most videos that, you know, when you're first making videos, you shouldn't worry about, but as you start making more of them and you want to take it seriously, these are really things that are like industry standards, if you could say that. YouTube as an industry, it is an industry, I suppose, but these are really things that you should be doing constantly for every single video to make it top notch. I like to be able to make videos that I'm proud of when I look back at them, and every single video is going to get better over time. So what I'm trying to do is help Blake shortcut that, because he already has somebody who is making YouTube videos. I'm not a pro, not perfect, but my YouTube channel does have 2,500 subscribers almost, and I want to get him there a lot faster than it took me to get to this point. What I am using for video editing, I am using DaVinci Resolve. We're shooting on iPhone 14 Pros for this trip. Blake is airdropping me some of his videos. You don't need fancy camera equipment most of the time when you're making videos. I do have a portable microphone that I took on this trip. Obviously, this setup here is a little more advanced than what Blake might be using, but these lapel microphones are also pretty good investments. For like 20 bucks, you can get a set of 2. And we're just editing on my MacBook Pro in the middle of nowhere, so enjoy. Let's do this. Did you have something to say?
No, no.
Blake sent me 3 clips here. Let's just take a look-sees here. So what were we doing in this one?
This is right after we woke up.
Okay, so this is just like B-roll. It's honestly like footage of him. Honestly, what are you doing here?
So it was sunny, so I had to get the solar panel out.
Yeah.
Wife was still in bed.
We're not like packing up everything.
No, we're just waking up.
Stuff.
Yeah, so this video is really supposed to be for showing what's going on. Now, depending on the style of your video, you could voice over something like this. Blake has actually been doing more of like it's not ASMR strictly, but he has been doing this I told him it has this No Country for Old Men vibe. So that's kind of what he's going for in some of these clips. However, when he has like talking head videos, nope, this is still kind of B-roll,
No,
I think.
I talk in the back of this one.
Oh, so he's talking.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the DZ Offgrid channel. We're here in the forest, as you can see. We are in central Arizona, right outside of Flagstaff.
Yeah, that's me, bedhead and all. So this video, I'm gonna bring in, we're just gonna drag these onto the timeline. Okay, so let's drag it onto the timeline. So one of the first things, like I'm kind of looking at if I was editing this, right? Blake's talked a lot about how his editing workflow was exhausting because it took so long. So one of the things that you can actually do before you even drag a clip in is if you double click it, you can look for your start point. So he doesn't move over to the camera until like here. So then what you just do is you hit I on your keyboard, and that's your in point. So then, you know, he's talking, still talking, and then he,
Boom.
right there, boom. I'll include that just for funsies. Let's remove this from the timeline. Double click. Now we've set our in-out points. You can see that here. So then what we're just going to do is we're going to drag that so it starts right where we are with the in-out points. Now, we only have 3 clips we're showing in this example, but if you keep, like if you have a lot of video clips like I'm going to have at the end of this trip for a different video that I'm doing, it gets really exhausting to like find the start endpoints and chop it all up. I have a bad habit actually of using just the edit window because I'm used to Premiere, but actually what's really nice is in this view, if you know what clips you want in order, you just drag it on here and then pick your order, but without like really cutting it up and making it look crisp. Then when you have it all on a timeline in the order that you want to present your information, then you go into here and do the cleanup stuff. So here's some of the cleanup stuff that I'd be doing on this video.
Good morning, everybody.
Okay, so right here, this is my beginning. So
I messed up once.
That's fine. So what I'm going to do is on my keyboard, I have it set so all my keyboard shortcuts are on my left hand, because then in a normal workflow setting, I have a mouse on my right hand and then I have my shortcuts on my left hand, so that I'm not very often having to take my hand off the mouse. It just makes the workflow faster for me.
Smart.
Blake is left-handed actually, so he has to do the opposite.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the DZ Off-Grid channel. We're here in the forest, as you can see.
If we're listening to this clip, one of the things right away that's very amateur is the amount of time that you're seeing. And this isn't a knock against you, Blake. This is just like stuff that when you make your everybody's first video, so like it, right? So this is where his video starts, and you can kind of see it when you look at this waveform here.
Good morning, everybody.
The break.
Then there's a break, right? So what I typically do is I have 2 keyboard shortcuts that are invaluable to me. One is F, which is split, or splits the clips that are selected. And then I'll go to the end of the silence here and hit F again. And then what I'll do is this silenced out clip, I have another shortcut, R, which is ripple cut. And so a ripple cut just means it deletes that thing and snaps the video footage that's after it right to that spot in the timeline, which is really nice when you have a long video that you've been working on.
Super efficient.
If I didn't use that shortcut and I just hit the delete key on my keyboard, this gap would be here and I would have to drag it over, which is just a little bit more annoying, and it makes up a lot of time. So I use the ripple cut, and you can map this to whatever keyboard shortcut you want in DaVinci.
Everybody, welcome back to the DZ.
So
good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the DZ Off-Grid channel.
see, now we got another gap of silence
Already
again.
sounds better.
Yeah, already sounds better here. So we're just going to fast forward again. Ripple cut. He also has an there, so we don't need that. Rookie mistake.
I'll get there someday.
It's real easy to think that your best favorite YouTubers are not saying ums and goofing up their words and things like that, but I just did it right there.
They have to.
They have to be. And some of them are getting better at it. The more videos you do, like if you're 1,000 videos deep, you're probably really good at not saying your ums and things like that. But most of us aren't that good. Most of us aren't Jordan Peterson.
Off-Grid channel. Okay. We're here in the...
So this already alone.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the DZ Off-Grid channel. We're here in the forest.
Okay, so stylistically, he could leave some of these gaps here, but what he needs to remember is he doesn't want to lose his audience's attention.
Correct.
So especially at the beginning of your video, it's super duper important to not lose your audience's attention. Okay, so that's a bit, cutting out silence, that's a big thing though, that really will set your video apart. If you just do that alone, that will make a big difference. So the other thing you have...
We're here in the forest. So
it's kind of funny, you're like comedic timing. One of the things that I like to do here is I'll just cut this out, but the reason is I'm not going to delete it. I actually want to like zoom in on it, the forest. So I'm going to position it on you, obviously, because you're in the back here.
The forest, as you can see.
So yeah, you can kind of pick like it is kind of funny. Like it's all goofy stuff, but that's YouTube for you. The other thing you could do to even level it up even more is if you hold down Option, you can bring down this audio here. It kind of duplicates it here, but you just right click and unlink the clips, and then you just delete the top one because you don't need 2 layers. Okay. What I like to do sometimes is throw in like a reverb effect. So let's see, where is it?
Sun is hot.
That sun really got us going good here. Under the audio effects, reverb, and then it brings it up here. So that effect is on this clip right here. So I'll just bring the volume down a little bit. You can drag this line here to bring it down.
Forest, the off-grid channel. We're here in the forest.
And you could spend more time on that, adding a different reverb. Like you could make it really long. You could even duplicate this clip. I kind of like this like reserved personality going on here. So yeah, I just cleaned up a little more. We are in Central Arizona.
Wow.
A big thing that's an art in itself, but can always make your videos just a little bit pop more. So this could be like a good like intro to your video. You know, you speed this up and do whatever with text and stuff like that. Mute the stuff, but be like, all right, this is us in Arizona. So adding text. Have you added text before?
I think I did. I did in my recent video talking about the arches.
Okay. Well, the best way to do it in DaVinci, at least, is to throw in like a title is text plus. So it's not very template, or at least I don't have a lot of experience with templates for this, but there are templates out there. But what you do is you just create a layer over top of it. Okay. So you just drag it over, create a layer, and then you just design it really what you want it to say. So you could be like Arizona.
Arizona with my best friend.
With, I can't spell. With my bestie.
Love it.
Besties. Okay. Then you just pick you can pick a font. There's all those beautiful squares.
Looks like there's a lot of options.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. You could animate the text too, doing stuff like that.
Like Star Wars where like it expands.
Yeah. So there's different ways to do that. You can use like the video transitions too. So if you wanted to like smooth cut it
in between clips,
you would put it at the beginning here. So it will show it.
Yeah.
That's the transition.
Okay.
So
you can drag it too. Oh.
So stuff like that.
Sick. Is there a way to reverse that at the end?
Yep. So you just draw it, or you drag it again at the end, and it will put it at. Oops. Nope. So you want to drag it so that it's not like this, because that's like a transition between two clips. If it only is halfway on the clip, if you drag it to the left just a little bit more, see how it's only on the clip? Yep. So then it will just transition out. And then you can change the time by just dragging this however long you want it to be. So this is more YouTube video workflow, but I also wanted to show for Reels. I think I had you download CapCut, right?
Yeah, you did.
So the other thing that we can do is we can bring it into CapCut. This is what I like to do to kind of convert my YouTube videos into Reels. Obviously, you can chop up clips just like you would normal. The one thing about making TikToks, Reels, Shorts, obvious difference is it's 9:16, so it's portrait as opposed to landscape. Thank you. You're the pro here. One of the things that you want in here is in your project settings, you want to make sure that it actually shows 9:16 if you're making this for a reel. Then your clip, when you drag it on the timeline, you're gonna have to drag it all the way so it fills the frame. If I'm just playing the clip like this, right? If we just drag you over.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the DZ Off-Grid channel. We're here in the forest.
You're not seeing the whole shot, which is kind of a bummer. Plus, on top of that, a thing that you have to keep in mind about Reels is you're a lot shorter form of content, so you're trying to keep it interesting. It's hard to keep it interesting in this day and age, though. It's just go, and get right into the content. So if I was you, first thing I wouldn't do.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the DZ Off-Grid channel.
That all would be cut out if you were doing a reel, for the most part. Maybe an Instagram story.
If you're watching the DZ on Instagram, then
yeah, you'd put that on the channel, on the story, not on your actual reel. I'd start it right here, so we'd split that, go in here, cut that out. There is a way to ripple cut. I think it automatically ripple deletes in this program.
We're here in the forest.
So right there, obviously, it's changing the camera angle because what I did earlier, we have to readjust it for this video because it's a reel. Because the camera position is not quite the same. So you kind of want to find your stop points and then just split it. And then what we do is we select the clip and then we just adjust it so it's on you. Okay. So something you could do here to make this more interesting is you can actually do what is, I don't know what the technical term is, but it's a stack clip. So you have a clip on top and a clip on bottom. It's as simple as it sounds. So you just want to kind of split where you want to do that. Drag up, hold down Option so it duplicates it.
Arizona.
So you have to mute one of these because now you're going to have 2 clips with audio. You go to audio, just turn the volume all the way down.
Minus infinity.
Yep, minus infinity. And then what you want to do is you just kind of position these.
Cool stuff takes time.
Cool stuff does take time. Like obviously there's this button here, which is crop it. So then we could just kind of pick like, okay, we want Blake in one clip like this. And then confirm. Then you kind of adjust it, scale it back a bit. So it's the bottom. And then this clip up here.
Like the fire or something.
Yeah. And then you might want the fire. Okay. And you might flip these around.
Arizona, right outside of Flagstaff.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. And then, okay, so that's one way to vary your shot. And then let's split it again here. Another way to vary your shot is, let's reset this all. So if you just hit this, that'll just put it right back to the middle, which makes it real easy. We can delete this clip. So we're right back in the middle. Maybe we want to show the full landscape of the shot, but it not have black bars on it. So the easiest way, in my opinion, to do this one's actually super easy. You hold down Option, so you duplicate it again, and you want these lined up so that the picture doesn't look goofy. You're gonna go back to the audio again. You're gonna make sure that your volume's all the way down. So then what you wanna do here is on the back one, you actually wanna take it and scale it again. So now you have 2 clips. But what we want to do is we want to add an effect. Yeah, I think you just search for blur. Yeah, this one here. So you just add a blur. You just drag it onto the clip in the background.
I like videos that look like that.
The timing isn't great, but like you can see this here. So if we look at the reel that I made for Blake in Mabel.
Epic family road trip, you guys are the best.
What are you guys doing and what are you driving?
Okay, so right there you see how the shot is. They're here because you want to see both of them. But then we also blurred out the top. I blurred out the top here to make sure that it doesn't look goofy.
We're from northern Michigan.
But then when we zoom back on Blake alone, it's the whole frame again.
18 years old, 3 weeks married today. Built out a 20.
So then another thing that we did just to kind of make it interesting is we threw on a picture over top of it. I think what I did is I actually made this whole video in DaVinci Resolve. Same techniques, just made it in DaVinci Resolve, and then the only thing I used CapCut for was the text. And the text is the big thing that everybody is doing on Instagram to kind of set themselves apart. So this is really easy in CapCut. You just go here and then you hit auto captions, create, boom. It will create your automatic captions. You can do this in DaVinci Resolve. The only reason that I don't have Blake doing this is because it costs money. You have to get DaVinci Resolve Pro.
Ooh.
I think you also have to have good internet connection for this auto captions thing.
We're on a hot spot.
So now it's auto-generated captions.
Forest.
So what we can do is make this just look a little bit better. We go to up to templates. If you're not paying for this, don't pick any of the pro ones. You can pick like, what did I pick? Yeah, this one I think was what I did. And typically what you do is you make it just a little bigger. Maybe you could put it in the middle depending on what you're doing. If it's checked to apply all, then it will just do that to every single one.
We're here in the forest. As you can see, we are in central Arizona.
So that one's actually like cropping it out right now. Also, the text might not be 100% right either. To change that, you just hit captions up here. And then, as you can see here, we are in central Arizona instead of to Arizona. So we just edit that. So it's central Arizona. And then you just go through this whole video and have text to it. Now, I'd recommend waiting till your video is completely finished being worked on. You have all the cuts, all the things like that. But for example, like the cut where we have the 2 clips on top.
Arizona, right outside of Flagstaff. Shoot. I have to impromptu, so I'll just restart.
Yeah. So that's where he actually messed up and we restarted. But what I would do is at the very end of your video, add text, because one of the things that I actually learned on a video I watched recently is The reasons why you want to have text, at least in the beginning of your video, is because when people are scrolling through Instagram, they may not click on your video or may not have the sound running in the first couple seconds. But if they have the text going, they can read that without having the sound on.
Like,
and
that's
then,
interesting.
yeah, and then they'll engage with your video. So that's all we have for the video. Hope this was helpful. Hope I spliced this together so it made a little bit more sense instead of all of our stuttering and mumbling and all that. Blake, did you find this helpful?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Malachi.
How do we find you?
You can find us on Instagram and on YouTube at DZ_offgrid. Join our Patreon.
Join the Patreon. If you want to see them do more of these videos, thanks for enduring the heat, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.